If you've struggled with lining fursuit heads, this is the tutorial for you. Using this method will allow you to line any foam fursuit head without making a custom pattern every time. First, we need a balaclava. You can use a pre-made one, but I'm using a pattern I made a while ago that has a wider neck, which I can sew to the fursuit later. My favorite material to use for this is a cotton blend, but you can use anything that takes glue well. I place my new balaclava onto the mannequin bust and glue down the seams. You don't need to do this, I just do it so that they're stable for the next step. Whether you glue them or not, make sure the seams remain on the outside so that the inside of your fursuit head is smooth. If you need to be specific about how you glue your head base to the liner, because the balaclava is short for example, you can do a test fitting and mark how the two should meet. I now use hot glue to secure the top of the base to the liner. I only place the glue in a T along the seam, as I don't want the hot glue to leave a hard bump that the fursuiter will feel inside the head. After years of wear, there is a possibility that the spray glue may peel away from the base. If that happens, this hot glue will make sure that our liner is still functional. Now switch to your spray glue. I like to use one that comes out in a web pattern, as I find I have less leakage of the glue into the balaclava and a fuller coverage overall. Following the instructions on your glue, only spray a section that you can cover with your hand. Spraying a larger section or trying to do this in a single step can result in a lot of wrinkles. Now pull and press your liner into the glue. It shouldn't require too much effort. If you pull too hard, you may actually wrinkle your foam base. If this happens, pull the liner away from the foam before the glue bond is set. If you're often warping your base, you can do this step instead by placing it back onto your mannequin bust and pressing your hand into the foam from the outside instead of the inside. For extra security, you can add a small amount of hot glue to the bottom of the foam and press your liner into that. Once the liner has been stretched and glued, cut away a small section of the balaclava that is visible in the eye. Only cut a small section because we're going to now stretch and glue that to the base. This step makes it so that the foam is invisible from the inside of the fursuit head. When gluing around the eye, I will often glue opposite corners so that I know I have enough fabric to cover the entire opening. If you work your way around the eye in one direction, you might pull the fabric too hard, leaving foam exposed. I personally skip this step for the inside of the mouth because I like to hand sew that area. I don't want to risk the hot glue creating a hard bump near the fursuiter's mouth. In the past I did glue this though, and I did that by folding the balaclava over, like a piece of bias tape, and gluing it to the base. I would then glue the mouth material on top of that. And that's it! Using one pattern, we can now line any foam fursuit base. Thanks for watching.